Hello and welcome to this Long Island weather alert for some rain tomorrow. We'll have to see how much rain we're going to get. Today we had a cold front that's just off to the northwest of us that triggered some showers and thunderstorms. You can sort of see them popping up over. They're kind of strong, but there were no warnings issued for them. You could see them popping up over northern New Jersey, into the Hudson Valley, into Connecticut. They definitely had some action over there today. I don't know. We don't know if let's see if there were any storm reports from the weather. I doubt it, but we can look and see if there were any storm reports here. Let's see if they have any listed here, or they're not going to be located. Not going to be located here. I don't see a storm report here, so chances are they did not. There was no damage, but those cells look pretty hefty on the radar. If we want to put the lightning. GL, let's see. You can see that probably way up there. See, there was some lightning with them too. Yep, that a lot of lightning actually. Yeah, these storms look pretty strong actually, and I could see them too from Long Island. You could see them from here's what it looked like in the distance here. You could see this was all the way from. You could see that big cumulonimbus cloud kind of flattened out there on the horizon. So definitely some action today to the north and the west. That's where the action was. If we go to the radar rewind and go back to 3 o'clock, I guess, you could see where these storms were. 3 o'clock. You could see, and they were pretty heavy too. There were actually there was actually some hail with some of them too as well. It looked like there was some hail on the radar, so I'm surprised there was no storm reports issued. Yeah, look right there, right around Patterson. Come on. There was a hail core. There we go. I mean, that looks like there was no warning for this storm. Looked like Wayne. That whole area got pounded, it looks like, by this storm. So, looked like a pretty impressive thunderstorm over there. But we didn't get into any of that here. No, not here. Looking at the radar currently, you can see where this front is. It lies to the northwest. So, and you can see that we did see a wind shift this evening. We did see a wind shift this evening. And I have a video of some really interesting clouds that occurred with the cold front. We're going to talk about in just a little bit because it was pretty interesting. Let me say the least. So very, very interesting to see that. Looking at our current conditions outside, we've got temperatures, and you'll see the winds have shifted now. Got temperatures in the low 60s, 63 at Farmingdale, 64 at, I guess that's Garden City or just north of Hempstead, 63 at Islip. You'll see the winds have shifted now. All right, so we have a wind shift at most of the sites. Have seen the wind shift. We did have a south wind for much of the day, but despite that, it still got pretty warm, well into the mid-70s. And with dew points fairly comfortable. The dew points have come up a little bit tonight. But you'll see that the wind shifted right around 9 at Islip. Here in Nassau County, it actually shifted a little earlier than that. Let's see if I can get the reading from Farmingdale here. Got up to 74 there, by the way. So let's take a look at see when the wind shifted there. So it shifted around 7:30. Yeah, it was about right. So 7:30 at Farmingdale, you can see when that wind shift occurred to the north. That's actually the cold front, I think. But it's going to stall out, and we have a wave of low pressure. We're going to go right along it, so it's going to create some rain for tomorrow. Unfortunately, now unfortunately in my alley, it's still close to 70 degrees. It says 67. It looks like so. Still baking in there.
Oh, I hate this place.
How to play it. Yeah, see, it's even cooler in Central Park than it is in my alley. 62. Probably even cooler in Newark than it is in my alley. Yeah. So, and you can see where the wind shift occurred, but if you go off to the south, all right, the wind looks like they've shifted over there too as well. So that's pretty interesting. So looking at the highs today, well up into the 70s on Long Island, mid-70s, mid to upper 70s everywhere except right along the shore. Sea breeze not very strong today. 77 at Central Park for a high, and then I'm sure Jersey was hotter, a little bit hotter, around 80 in Toms River. So a little bit hotter there. And you can see that we had, again, fairly clear skies, especially toward the afternoon. But the clouds were interesting. I'll show you some pictures of the clouds that we had. So during the afternoon, we had some of these kind of clouds here. Cumulus, a little bit of altocumulus there. It looked like a cumulus congestus. Yeah, it's another photo over there. Cumulus congestus, not a thunderstorm, but could have tried to become one perhaps. And then toward the evening, you could see some crepuscular rays here in the sky here. Those are crepuscular rays that you're seeing right there. And then, again, toward the evening, we had, again, some of these leftover low-topped convection here. That, again, this was around 6:30. You could see some of that low-topped convection. And again, here's another photo of it. You could see, again, the unusual cloud formations. It really got dark. It really got dark. It almost looked like a storm was coming. But again, if you look to the south, you just see broken altocumulus and a little hazy out. A little bit hazy. But then things really got interesting toward the evening. I mean, this was looking to the north. You could see it looks like a thunderstorm over there. This was taken from Merrick. You could see almost a shower here. No lightning with it, but definitely looked like a storm when you looked at it. It was kind of impressive to see. And then these clouds, these stratocumulus asperatus clouds, they're called. Very impressive, really beautiful looking clouds. Really strange looking too, forming some really interesting shapes in the sky. It's really, can't look at this. I mean, that right there, that's something right there. That's stratocumulus asperatus. And you can see this is a cumulus asperatus. Look at that, it's trying to develop something here. So this is along the front as it was passing through this evening. And again, the front is stalling out. And you can see, again, look at these very unusual looking clouds. Really something. Very pretty. But anyway, looking at today's climate report at Islip, high of 77, low of 55. The high is 11 degrees above normal, 9 degrees above normal for the day. We're running way, way above normal once again. So looking at the weather map, you see that we have the stalling frontier. That's going to bring us the rain for tomorrow. And unfortunately, it could be a soaker, and it could linger around all day long, ruining your Friday. Unfortunately, that's what it looks like. As far as severe weather goes, I don't think we see anything severe. Let's see what they have for tomorrow on the day 2. Convective outlook? No, they don't have anything severe for us. So the reason why is we're going to be getting into a cooler flow. So let's go and look at the models now, and you'll see here that we've got our stalled frontiers as the GFS, which let's not even bother with the GFS. Let's look at the European. GFS, you'll see on the European, you'll see this low develop here along the stalled front, and that is going to bring us a period of rain. Could be heavy at times, and could linger around throughout much of the day. Euro maybe wants to move things a little quicker now, so hopefully maybe we can actually spare the evening. Maybe. At least maybe there'll be some light rain, but it won't be as heavy. But there's your low pressure there moving away. And then once we're gone and rid of that, we finally have nice weather for the weekend. Saturday and Sunday and Monday, too, a nice stretch for our next threat for wet weather might occur later Tuesday night into Wednesday. So that's what we got right now. So let's go and look at our short-range models here at the HRRR to start. And we'll show you first what's going to be happening in the atmosphere. We'll look at the dew points and wind flow. So you see the winds have shifted to the east, and we're going to have that easterly breeze tomorrow, which keeps us kind of cool. And I guess that will tend to suppress any instability. You notice there is a little bit of a warm sector that mainly moves over New Jersey tomorrow. And then that low finally pulls east of us as we get later into Saturday morning, mainly during Saturday. You see the drier air spilling in with west winds, though the air isn't all that super dry on the HRRR. At least it's not showing that. Temperatures for tonight, obviously probably not dropping all that much. And then for tomorrow, it's not really going to be getting that warm because of all the clouds. So it's going to be a lot cooler than it was today. Temperatures will probably struggle to the mid-60s, maybe upper 60s if you're in Jersey. So it'll be a chilly rain and a raw rain, and could be some sucky drizzle too as well. Now as we get into Saturday, we see improvement with the weather, with temperatures rising back up into the upper 60s. So it'd be cooler. And if I want to go just a little bit further than that, which we'll go over that I think a little more tomorrow. I think because we'll go over when the rain is done. We'll go over the rainfall totals and and we'll talk about the weather for the next couple of days, and then hopefully I don't have to make any weather alerts for a while until we get to later Tuesday. Let's go back and look at our radar simulation here. So this is our radar simulation. You'll see the rain will start in the morning, heavy at times. There's a batch that comes through like in the late morning hours, a little bit of break, and then another batch later in the afternoon, which could taper to some just sucky drizzle, perhaps. It looks like the worst of the rain. It looks like the heavier rain would be over Suffolk County according to this particular model. The low slowly moves away Saturday morning. So you can still see some clouds. A little bit breezy. I don't think we'll need a wind advisory, but a little bit breezy behind that system. So if we look at the HRRR and see how much the total accumulated precipitation is, it could be a real soaker for Suffolk County. Right over the Pine Barrens, too. We could see 3, maybe 4 inches of rain. So it has a really strong complex of heavy rain, thunderstorms perhaps, over that area of Suffolk County developing. And there could be some flash flood warnings issued with that kind of rain like that. But the HRRR seems to be thinking at this point. And that rain would mainly occur, let's see, it looks like Friday afternoon. Yeah, so it looks like, according to this model, the heaviest stuff would be east of Nassau County and mainly over Suffolk County, an area that's already gotten plenty of rain, while they could get plenty more if this model is correct. And again, if we look at that, you'll see that it's this particular batch here that we'll probably do it. This batch right here that's coming in right there. That almost looks like it's got a little arc to it. I can't even rule out some of these storms getting warned, perhaps. We'll have to look at the Cape and see. I mean, we have the cool air at the surface, so I'm thinking it would just be torrential rain, but we'll have to see. By the way, it's going to be wet most of the day Friday, and it really won't improve until later in the evening. But if the HRRR was right, the heaviest, steadiest of the rain would be over by your PM rush hour. If the HRRR is correct. So that HRRR seems to move it along pretty quick. Let's go to the European. Even though it is a longer range model, we'll just go ahead and look at that. Obviously, the European is a little slower with this, but it does seem to have the rain lingering over Suffolk County, perhaps. So you have that low there, and that could help things linger around. Let's go to the total accumulators on the European here. Not quite as heavy as the HRRR, but still, the more heavier amounts east of the area. So Suffolk County, the further east you go, I think the more rain there'll be versus west versus New Jersey. So we'll go and hopefully see if we've got most of the NAM 3 in. 32 hours of it. That's enough. So here's the NAM, and you'll see here that, again, we've got that rain developing. The NAM's a little slower. It brings a heavier rain in. And a little more of a Nassau County, a little more toward the middle of the day. And then we get some batches of some really heavy downpours. And again, it tends to be toward 3, 4 in the afternoon, and it tends to be over Suffolk County. So the heaviest of the rain is going to be more of a threat for Suffolk County in the afternoon. That's what I'm thinking right now. And again, some of these showers or maybe even thunderstorms could be on the strong side because you have that developing low pressure, and that's going to add some lift to the air. And then that will slowly move away. But those little splotches of green, which could mean sucky drizzle for your evening Friday night. So that could mean we might be dealing with some sucky drizzle. Now let's see how much the NAM is putting down as far as total rainfall goes. And similar idea to the HRRR, that the Suffolk County tends to get more and less. Especially if you're in Jersey, you're probably not going to see it nearly as bad. It's not even showing that much rainfall in Jersey. That seems to be the trend in a lot of these models. However, we're not done yet. We are going to look at the HDRPS as well, which obviously we don't have the 0Z HDRPS in, but we do have the 18Z to look at, and you'll see again that rain, really heavy rain in the afternoon, particularly over Suffolk County and slug. But still is rain going 3, 4 o'clock, and then maybe we finally get rid of a lot of it, but there'll still be some heavier, lighter rain perhaps lingering around, and there could still be some drizzle. So most of the day is going to be wet. But as far as the soaking part of it goes, it's probably going to be, the soakings probably should be done hopefully by the PM rush hour. But you can see that's a good slug of rain there going into Suffolk County for sure. So if we look at the total accumulated precip, not as much. It seems like it has more of the heavier rain further into interior New England. I'm not sure if I'm buying this, but this is what the HDRPS is showing anyway. We'll go over the RGEM as well. We can look at that as well, just for the heck of it, and that's also similar to the HDRPS as well. And we'll just go to the RGEM and look at the skies. Obviously, we're going to have no sun tomorrow. That's obvious. And maybe this model seems to want to bring in a little clearing after midnight. And then for Saturday, mostly sunny skies over maybe the western part of Long Island and New Jersey. The further east you go, there'd be more clouds. And then Sunday, we have to watch this cirrus. I think it gets pushed to the south, so we should have a clear day on that. And then I can't really go any further than that on that model. GFS, again, we'll talk more about this tomorrow when the storm is over. Monday, it tries to roll the clouds in. Well, just show you this for a guide of things. That we do get the dry air coming in once this is over, and we've got a nice stretch, especially getting to Sunday, and you see that dry air in place. So northwest winds, so that'll help, and the temperatures will be nice as well. It'll still probably be above normal, with probably low 70s by Sunday, and then Monday we probably warm up a little more into the mid 70s. So just to give you a glance of when we're done with the rain, we will have a nice stretch of weather. So not done yet. We've got to go look at some more models. Let's go to Ventu Sky, and we'll go and look at this as well, and we'll go over and see what this has for visibility as well. So you see, we have that east wind, and the problem is it's not like a wind advisory kind of wind, but it's strong enough. And again, if you have the rain coming down and that wind blowing on you, it's going to be very unpleasant to be outside. And that's the problem we have. And of course, less off to the west. You can see by afternoon we have a westerly wind over Jersey, which might help to dry them out. And you can see that westerly wind coming into Jersey. But for us, we've got the southerly wind. So that's what this model is showing anyway. Now, as far as visibility goes, that's one way we could possibly check for the possibility of sucky drizzle. Let's go ahead and look at that. And you can see it's got plenty of visibility restrictions here as on the afternoon. And still showing some restricted visibility at 5 o'clock. And then still, mainly to the east at 8 o'clock. To the west, it's better. So to the west, you're dealing with much better. And by 11 o'clock, it's mostly out, according to this. So this is what this is showing right here. All right, so to the west, you're going to be better. To the east, you're going to be dealing with a lot of the restricted visibility due to precipitation. It doesn't really look like sucky drizzle as much as showers. So yeah, that's the question. Will we have sucky drizzle or not? That's always very hard to predict, as you know. Thunderstorm threat. There is no cape here. So without that showing, I don't think we're going to have any severe weather tomorrow. I think it's mainly going to be just the fact that we're going to see some heavy rain. There could be thunderstorms, but I don't think we'll see any severe element other than heavy rain and localized flash flooding. As we head into Saturday, we have a much drier airflow in place, and I don't think we'll have any worries with wind at all. And with all the rain, we will not have to worry about any wildfire threats, I don't think, anywhere. So that will be good as well. So that's what Ventu Sky is showing. But now let's go and look at windy.com, which is the other model, the European model, which is not so optimistic with having a drier evening. So at least the last time I checked it. So let's go and look at this. We'll go ahead and look at visibility as well as wind, but we'll first do the visibility. So let's find that. And here's the visibility. And you see here a lot of visibility restrictions here into the evening. You can still see a lot even at 8 o'clock here. Could be like rain, sucky drizzle behind it. Has a lot of moisture lingering behind on the backside. It's the European a little different. We tend to believe the European, obviously. And you can still see even on Saturday morning, it's still got some of it lingering. It doesn't really get it out until later in the day. So even in the morning, it still has some of that crap lingering around. So the question is, will we have the sucky drizzle? Will we not? Some models say yes. Some models say no. Thunderstorm activity. It is showing the possibility of some thunderstorms over Suffolk County. So probably not severe, but it's enough to bring some really heavy rain. Winds, and again, you're going to have that southeast wind, so it'll be a wind-driven rain, and if it's drizzling, you'll have that wind-driven drizzle. Though it tends to improve toward the evening as far as the wind goes, but there could still be sucky drizzle around. So that is pretty much what we're looking at for tomorrow. It's not going to be a very nice day, and it might be another day that we're going to have to be stuck inside, unfortunately. So that is what we're looking at for tomorrow. Hopefully, we see improvement by the evening, so the whole day isn't ruined. But this storm is not a really slow mover, but it depends on the models, and I tend to believe the European because it's been more accurate lately. But maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised and we'll be able to eke out a dry evening. But I'm thinking that, the heaviest rain will be over by the evening, but I think there's a good possibility we're going to be dealing with sucky drizzle, which is going to be miserable. So that is what I got for you. So just you'll be rewarded with a beautiful weekend, but tomorrow it looks like a day to be stuck inside. So that wraps things up. Have a good night.